Hi guys, welcome. This is the Inside Podcast. Here again for another episode. Me, James, Javon.
I was gonna say Coach Superman, but you want to introduce me as Javon.
Go ahead. Coach Superman. Coach Superman, introduce yourself.
Like we're just getting started, and this guy, pressing buttons already. Guys, Coach Superman here. Very excited to bring this podcast to you guys. It's gonna be super amazing. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. So let's get down to it, man. Let's go.
All right. So today's I guess we say a sensitive topic for some, for most,
Yeah.
But it's an understandable topic considering the pandemic and everything. So, topic of today is fitness and what's a nice way to say it? Let's call it Corona weight. Let's call it that. Let's call it
Corona weight.
So today's podcast is based around Corona weight.
Yes.
So
yes.
without this one, I think Coach Superman should lead this one because he had a very interesting Corona weight journey throughout this pandemic. So we're just gonna dive into it and kind of talk about what the pandemic did and what it caused on us, on the kids, parents. Because it had an effect. We were locked down in the house for a year. And it was just not doing anything and eating and not doing anything and eating,
that's
eventually that plays that has a toll on the body.
It does. And so we're gonna approach it from three perspectives, right? We're gonna approach it from the kids' perspective, right? Because again, I gained a lot of weight, but so does a lot of kids because they were inside. They were inside. They weren't doing any type of physical activity.
Yeah.
The parent perspective also, a lot of parents, they had a certified excuse, I would say, to skip the gym or to not engage in physical activity. And then from kind of like our perspective, from coaches' perspective. So those three perspectives: kids, parents, coaches. It's gonna be very interesting. So let's get started by saying my Corona weight was a lot of weight. It was certainly a lot of weight during Corona. I got heavy. That's the heaviest I've ever been. So
do you wanna share with everyone what that heaviness was and what that number was? It's up to you. It might be a personal number. A lot of people don't necessarily want to share that with us. But listen, Coach Superman.
True.
Let's share with the people. What was that number, Coach?
Listen. For me, it was tough. It was tough. For me, the gym has always been like this place where I can be able to, express myself and deal with a lot of stuff, deal with a lot of internal stuff, right? You can take it out on the weight, you can do all that. So when it got taken away from me, it was certainly tough. I wouldn't say I went through a hardcore depression, but more like mild depression. From that just weight withdrawal. So I went as high as 260 pounds. And before the pandemic, I was 225. Let that sink in.
So 260. So right here, we're gonna insert what that 260 looked like. So right now,
it's gonna be it's not cool. It was tough, but I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot from it, and I kind of want to just talk a lot about what that experience was like. So two things I realized that impacted me mostly when I was 260 pounds. One, I had absolutely no energy whatsoever. So I would sleep for 10 hours, and even though I slept for 10 hours, when I woke up, I still had no energy. It's weird. So I was considered obese at the time. Right? With my height and my weight, it's not cool. It's not cool. So that's one. Absolutely no energy. And two, not having that energy, it allows you to go into somewhat of a depression, right? Because you already not having energy, you're already prone to be more sad, prone to be more, despondent or whatever. So yeah, it's certainly tough.
And you mentioned something that we didn't really talk about, the impact of that, and there was a mental aspect and a mental burden that the pandemic did, and the whole, a lot of people, I think a lot of people had some case of slight depression, just like, because everyone's life changed. You were locked down for a year, so that's understandable. And for someone that's fit as yourself and like was fitness is part of the lifestyle, to have that taken away just like that, it's like literally you can't do anything. It's like you like, even me, when it first started, I was like, okay, yeah, I work out in the house, like I could do this, like it's nothing. After the first couple of weeks of doing that, I was like, absolutely not. I'm not doing this no more. Like, no, it's not the same.
It's not.
So,
and at some point, you get tired of the push-ups. You actually need some type of weight, or and one thing I learned is that it's good being in the gym and the weights are great, but another aspect that I learned is a social aspect, right? You're actually seeing people, and that kind of helps facilitate that togetherness, and that camaraderie that you usually have in the gym. You see a gym bro or whatever it is. So it was tough. It was tough, and having that taken away also, that facilitates into the sadness you feel. So yeah, it was tough. Question for you, James.
Right.
All right. So even though the pandemic was tough in terms of your physical fitness, obviously I gained a lot of weight, right? I think I'm a little bit better now, so I can't really, I feel a little bit better. On your perspective, how were you able to maintain your physique? Because you didn't gain a lot of weight.
I didn't.
So how did you do that? Tell everybody, how did you maintain that?
So I didn't gain a lot of weight, and it's because I really forced myself to take a proactive approach to try not to. For one, I try to be as creative as possible in the home, with home workouts.
Take us through this creative journey.
So, as I said, for the first couple months, right, I would try to work out in the house. You try, as you said, the push-ups, the sit-ups, I bought a lot. Amazon took a lot of my money. I ordered a lot of equipment at home to try to. I had the cables. I had the interchangeable dumbbells to kind of give myself multiple weights. But after a while, even that got tiring.
Yeah.
So then I switched. I was like, no, I need to find some other way. So then I live in a building that has 24 floors. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing the stairs. So for quite a while, that helped a lot, because it was, to me, I didn't have a treadmill at home or anything like that. I wasn't gonna invest in one of that. But I was like, okay, if I could do the stairs at least once a day, 4 times up and down, that would help with the cardio. So that's literally what I did. Because there were times when I didn't want to, as you said, I didn't want to do any more push-ups. I didn't want to do any more sit-ups. But I forced myself to at least do that.
That's
up
good.
and down. And that worked on a lot. Like,
That's
helped
good.
with the cardio, helped with the fitness, helped with the legs. And it was brutal for a while. But I really feel like it's just like I forced myself to do it.
That's good.
Because I had reference to see what could happen if
God.
if I did that. So it's like,
reference.
I'm already a slim guy. So it's like if I gain too much, you really stood out. I think I would stand out. You probably gain you shredded, you're already up there. But if I gain too much, it's like,
This guy's
So-
saying up there. I went from 225 to 260 pounds. And let me tell you a story.
hold
Go
on.
ahead.
You went from 225 to 265. That's okay.
Not 265, 260 pounds.
260.
You trying to listen? You're not gonna throw in an extra 5 pounds.
That's a whole little person, man. That's a whole. That's one of our students. That's one of my students. So you took on one of my students. But I get it. And now, as I'm saying, I'm not trying to like, I understand. Everyone has the corona weight excuse, and we get it. Moving forward, though, we have to throw the corona weight excuse out. We got to throw the corona out.
I tell you something. I tell you a quick story that happened. So we were doing a lot of private classes towards the end of the year, and we were having a backyard private class, right? Social distance protocol was applied. Yes, it was. And I saw grandma, right? I know. I've been coaching these kids for years, right? We had a backyard private group, and when she saw me, got out the car and got there with the soccer goals and the soccer balls. And there's one thing about older people and younger kids, right? Like children.
You as it is.
They're gonna be totally honest with you. So grandma saw me and she's like, "Coach, you gained weight." And I said, "Yeah, grandma." And it was at that moment, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna lose this weight. But I must say, throughout the whole pandemic, it was the first time in my life I've ever just indulged in food. I was eating everything. Pizza, Indian food, everything. Empanadas. I've never had an empanada until the pandemic. Like seriously, I was having everything. And that's kind of good for you too, you know, just a little bit. You know, because I've always been very disciplined, so it was good to kind of just explore different foods and different cultures. That's the only positive side. The negative side is that it came with a gut, you know.
Well, you allowed it to get there because you know you can still explore and still be, you know, and still be mindful of where it's going. You know, if you explore, you know, you gotta go work it off.
Yes.
But that's the problem. We didn't have the opportunity to go work it off, but. It happens, and we have to accept that it happened, and now we have to look forward to moving forward. But let's switch gears a little bit.
Yes.
Let's talk about the impact that this had on our kids.
Yes, that was tough. That was very tough. And when the kids actually came back to soccer, you know, when we had our sectional play, last summer where all the kids would come in, they have soccer. But they'll be totally separated from each other. We were following all the guidelines and all that great stuff. And what I find is that the kids were so unfit, and you can see the weight that they've gained, right? They'll run for the first run to the nets, right? Just a warm up, they'll be out of breath, you know? So it just goes to show you how important physical activity is for children and how much we have to maintain that. You know, a lot of our friends gained weight.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So.
And that's the thing is like we have to think about that because I think for kids we don't pay attention to the level of weight gain that they have when they gain weight because it's like it's not as obvious as you jumping from
exactly.
You know,
yeah,
it's not as obvious, but they were impacted just as bad as adults were and as the parents were, and that's why it's like we felt the need that we kind of had to get started as when we did and get back to having the kids playing soccer again because they need that fitness. They need to get it back because we don't want. It's like you have to lay the right foundation. So it's like we have to start them off right, get them fit, get them active, get them mobile. Because they were locked down and they're kids. They have so much energy and they were locked down. I can just imagine what some of these households were with these kids locked down for 6 months at a time, not able to go outside. So it's like we want them to be able to go out and enjoy themselves and like be able to run and just even for them, for their health reasons.
Exactly.
You need to be fit and active, and it's something that we have to like take a proactive approach at moving forward, so that we're fit and healthy and have good, prosperous lives. And, as I said, right foundation for the kids. So,
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I love that you touched on that point about building a foundation for the kids. And, one of the reasons why I fell in love with fitness is because my mom, growing up, always wanted me to be active, right? So I had that foundation of just always being active. So it was my very first time in my life where I actually felt like genuinely overweight, right? It was the first time I've got that feeling like, wow, this is what overweight feels like. So it's very important to have that foundation where kids, they don't necessarily look at working out later on in life as a hassle. A long day of work, right? Come home and you still have energy to go for a run. All right, James, I have a question for you, right? It's easy for me to lose weight, right? I have a personal training history, strength training, all that physical activity. So, and I'm genuinely passionate about just being fit and working out. But let's say the average Joe, the average dad, the average gym bro, or whatever it is. How do they lose that pandemic weight, right? How do they go about getting into shape after not having absolutely no motivation, no drive, and no sense of urgency to get back into the gym? You had the urgency to run those stairs and sacrifice and force yourself. What is the advice you give that gym bro to
Or the average dad?
Or the average dad, yeah.
Or the average mom? So
not even the average dad or mom. Let's just talk from the perspective of a gym bro or somebody in their 20s. 20s, yeah, somebody in their 20s, yeah.
I would just tell them that if they have, it depends. So if they have no motivation to get into the gym, I would suggest that they're going to have to find someone to help them get that motivation.
Okay,
so that kind of is like trainer.
Yes.
Right? You want to do, because it's hard to force yourself to do something that you don't want to do. It's hard to force yourself to do something that it was just not in your lifestyle before.
You're not passionate.
You're not passionate about it. It's not what you want. So I feel like if you get a trainer, you can find a trainer very easily. Get a trainer, get someone to kind of help holding you accountable, right? If you really have that issue with and the gym is something hard to break into your schedule. It's like you give yourself every excuse.
Every excuse in the book.
At one point, I was like that. The only thing I wanted to do at one point was play soccer. I'm not going to no gym. I'm going to play ball. Ask me to go to gym, nah. But ask me to go play soccer at any time. Yeah, I'm up for it. You'd have to convince me to go to the gym. But you didn't have to do much convincing to get me to go play a game. Call me anywhere, Long Island, Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Bronx. I'm ready to go play a game. Ask me to go to the gym a few years back. I think I got this to do. I think I got that to do. I give myself excuses. But then, even for me, when I started getting to the gym, I had you holding me accountable. So it's like, you come yo, we're going to the gym. It's like, I'm like, nah, bro, we're going to the gym. And it's like, all right, okay. I'm gonna go to the gym.
So one, you might want to have somebody to hold you accountable.
Yeah, find some, and even if it's not a trainer, right? You find someone that's already in the gym to kind of be your gym partner, right?
Gym buddy. That's good.
Bring you in and just because, as you said, there's a social aspect of the gym as well, where you want you want to feel welcome. It's like think about it, going to a new school, it's like nobody there. It's like you don't really want to go certain places. But same for a gym. You're going into a new gym. If you're not that person that has that mindset, like I'm gonna go do this, I know what I'm gonna do. I have my plan. I'm gonna work out, and I'm good by myself. That's fine. You could do that. But if you need that extra motivation, the first thing is find a gym buddy. Find a gym partner, someone that's like, would help with the accountability and make the process of going to the gym fun. Make it more of a social event and not so much like a task.
Good.
That's why it comes to as you said, the foundation. If we build the foundation for our kids that fitness is fun, which is what Fit Soccer Kids, the whole moniker of it is, fitness is fun. We want to do this. You put that foundation, then they'll go. It's not a task. It's not something that you think is a stress and you're like, Oh my God. But it's like, I actually have fun going to the
That's
gym.
great.
I know the benefit of it. So
That's great.
that's why I would say gym partner, find someone to help hold you accountable and just take it one step at a time.
Amazing. In addition to that, I think to keep yourself, so a lot of the times too, I find that people, they don't have a sustainable motivation, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, they might start on Monday,
Or the new year.
Tuesday,
They
the new
start on the
year,
new year.
and then Wednesday, like, oh man, yeah, my back hurt. I think I might say Thursday, my back hurt. Friday, let me get a drink. Turn up on the weekend, right? So one thing I'll find, what I find that will help someone is something I call the push through, right? So the push through is basically where you're getting to the point where Wednesday is coming around, like, my back. Push through those moments. And once you get through those moments, once you complete that gym session, you're gonna feel so much better, right? So I would say to have small goals, and whenever those push through moments present themselves, take full advantage, because you're actually gonna feel like you win something, you win a trophy. I actually go to the gym today and I didn't want to go. So and you always want to push through those moments, right? So again, small goals, right? Very, very small goals. Can I get through 2 weeks without making an excuse for myself?
Yeah.
And once you get to that 2 weeks, can I get through 3 more weeks without making myself? And then you have evidence, you have a benchmark that you can actually do this.
Yeah.
So again, for me, push through and small goals. So that's something that's great. And James, so we talked about how people in their 20s, 30s can maintain their fitness, right? Now, how can kids, right, maintain a level of fitness coming out of the pandemic, right? Again, a lot of our kids, they gained a lot of weight. They're losing.
The corona weight was evident.
Corona weight. It was evident. Yeah.
For them, it's simply just got to get out there and get active. The great part about it for kids is like, for them, it's easier for them because they have the energy. Just you have to, as a parent, you have to just put them in the environment to use it. There's no way around it. Get out, get active for the kids, and that's why we run Fit Soccer Kids. It's for that specific reason.
Exactly.
Build those fitness foundation for kids, and the only way to do it is put them in it.
Yes, so exactly. I certainly agree with you. Put all the kids in programs. Whether it's karate, soccer, baseball. Get them moving as long as they're moving. Invest in that, because that's very important for the kids. All right, let's switch gears a bit. So we talked about us, 20s, 30s, losing the weight. The kids are losing the weight. Let's talk about that dad bod, right? A lot of guys came out the pandemic with a pristine dad bod now. Like they gave them extra pounds on the pounds. And for moms also, like how do we enter that space to try to get our parents now in their 30s, 40s, 50s to get a sense of motivation to drop that pandemic weight? What do you say to that?
Honestly, get a trainer.
Get a trainer.
Because it's like, you think about it. As a parent, you have so much things on your plate already.
Yes.
I'm not a parent yet, but I know a lot of parents, and I see it. We work with parents. So it's like, I'm not gonna give you anything for you to think about too much. Get a trainer. Get a trainer. And all you have to do now is just figure out what that schedule is. You don't have to think about the program. You don't have to think about what you're focusing on. Get a trainer, and they get a trainer. Have a trainer that you trust. Have someone that you actually enjoy the way they teach, and set goals and have them help you get to those goals.
I certainly agree with you. That's such an important point. I like the way you make it simple for the parents.
Yeah.
Don't even give them a 2-week challenge.
No.
Get a trainer.
Get a trainer.
Your life is...
Think about it. You have enough on your plate. You have a kid. You have work. You have family life. You have everything on your plate. Why do you now want to think about what you need to focus, what kind of workout I need to be doing to lose this aspect of my belly? Do I need to be eating right? Do I need to be, you do need to be eating right, but you can have someone help you with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you already have enough. I feel like parents already have enough on their plate, and I don't want to just add more stuff to that. So I feel like having someone guide that aspect that is certified and know what they're doing and they're professional in that space, I feel like that's just something that you need that help.
I come across the common thing amongst parents. I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have the time to engage in physical activity to help sustain my life. Like, look at it in that perspective. When you engage in these physical activities, right? You're actually engaging in something to keep up with your child.
Exactly.
Right? And I say this to a lot of people. Everybody's familiar with cars. Everybody got cars, like all sorts of cars. Like, you always take your car to get serviced once a month or whatever it is. You always get that oil change. You always put some air in the tires or whatever it is. But have you really asked yourself, when was the last time your body got an oil change?
True.
When was the last time you serviced your body? You know, so it's like they build on top and build on top and build on top of, you know, all these missed service appointments that they should have, and then everything just crumbles down. What do you say to those parents, man? Like, and those people that, you know, they just don't have the time.
But that's the thing, right? You don't have the time, or you feel like you don't have the time. You have to make the time because it's that important. Your fitness and your health is that important. So it's like, I can't tell you when that time is. You're the one that's really gonna have to, you know, you have to look at your schedule and you start small. With that being said, you feel like your schedule is so crazy, start small. 1 hour a week. Start small. And build on top of that, right? But you have to start.
You have to start.
You have to start. It's that important for you, for your child, for you to be able to keep up with your child, for you to be able to live longer for your child, for you to be able to be more active and engage and do all these fun stuff with your child. You need to have a certain level of fitness. Like, we're not telling you I'm not saying, you know, you should go take up, you know, bodybuilding or anything like that now and be crazy fit. You have to do it. You have to go out and do it, find the time. As I said, start small, but you have to implement that in because it's that important.
Exactly.
To find the time. As you said, you know, everyone's gonna be like, oh, I don't have time, I'm so busy. Find an hour. You have to, because it's important, and you start small and you build up on it.
Check it out, James. You prioritize getting that oil change for your car. Prioritize getting that oil change for your body. It's that simple.
Couldn't say it any better, man.
No, seriously, it's that simple, right? And I always use this metaphor to explain fitness and, you know, maintaining your fitness, because I feel like people can really relate to it. If you don't get an oil change, your car is going to stop working eventually. It will, right? So get that oil change for your body. Run once a week, run twice, whatever you do, whatever type of fitness you're into, engage in that. Get that heart beating faster. Get that cardiovascular exercise. And get it going. I want to make sure in the future, when I get Javon Jr., right? Because I will have a Javon Jr., right? I'm very sure of that.
No, I didn't say anything, sir. Go ahead.
When I get Javon Jr., I want to be able to keep up with that little guy because I know he's going to have a ton of energy, right? My mom tells me all the time, you had so much energy as a child, your kid is probably going to have more energy. So, you know, I want to make sure I'm able to keep up with him, you know? And I feel like that's the best gift you can give your child is being there for them. You know, not get sick in the future, you know, maintain that health.
I agree.
You know, and that physical fitness. So yeah, man, that's what I think for our parents. You know, get your oil change, guys. It's only $49.99, and that might be a gym membership. So
exactly. But hey, again, great conversation.
Yeah, it was a
in essence, like you said, man, for the kids, just gotta get out there. Gotta get out there, just get them active, parents. Get them doing something. Get them playing, having fun. Because that's what they want to do. They have the energy for it. So let them do it. I know it will benefit you in the long run because they're going to be tired when they get home. Go to bed earlier.
Right. I certainly agree with you. So quick point, go over the points. So again, for the kids, just put them into any type of programs to keep them active. For the parents, we're not even going to complicate it. What did we say, James?
Get a trainer.
Immediately.
Get a trainer.
Do not complicate it.
Like,
do not. Get a trainer to hold you accountable. Your life is already super busy.
simple,
Right.
simple as that. Simple
Yeah,
as that.
just get yourself a trainer. And we said for the younger people in their 20s, 30s, what do we say for those guys?
Just get a gym partner.
Gym buddy.
Get
right?
a gym partner,
gym
someone
buddy.
to keep you, help hold you accountable,
Yeah.
help motivate you to go. Make it fun, make it more of a
fun.
social,
Yeah.
social event, and the same way you hang out with your friends. You never know. All of y'all go to the gym for an hour once a week or so.
So
Start
go for
that
a
way.
run.
Go for a
whatever
run
it
together.
is,
Start small and build up on it.
All right, good. That was great.
So, again, another episode of the Inside Podcast. So next week, next podcast, next episode. This is a soccer fitness podcast. So I think it's only right that we kind of discuss our favorite soccer teams. So that's gonna be coming soon. We're gonna kind of touch on that because it's a soccer fitness coaching podcast. So it's only right that we discuss and introduce ourselves and the teams that we follow, and we'll start from there. So stay tuned. Might be very interesting, the answers and the teams that we follow, and why we follow the teams that we follow.
I agree.
But great conversation again, Javon.
Yes, this podcast was amazing. We certainly got along this time around. When we talk next week about our favorite teams, we certainly will not get along. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be totally honest with you and tell you what I think about your team. Yeah.
As if he even has a team, but let's not even just. We will say that the next podcast, next episode. Again, guys, thank you for watching, and again, share, like, subscribe, and just share. Keep it going.
Keep it going.
And comment. Tell us what you think about our conversations. And we would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah. All
So,
right. Yeah.
Another episode.
And get fit, shred that Corona weight, and get some abs. Or maybe keep that one pack. I don't know. Maybe.
We'll see.
One pack gang, dad bod.
See you soon.
See you soon, guys.
All right.